exercise that I just played is one that I wrote to help with pudda-das. Pudda-das are a simple rudiment comprised of one beat on one hand, followed by two beats on the opposing hand. Right, left, left, or left, right, right. That's a pudda-da. Pudda-das can be difficult because most people will learn paradiddles before pudda-das, and you can get your hands confused between trying to learn pudda-das, that 1-2-1-2 structure, and your muscle memory will try to force you to play a paradiddle instead. And that kind of makes it frustrating to learn pudda-das. But the bigger issue with pudda-das isn't really a technique thing, because a lot of people can get over that. It's just something that I struggle with personally. The bigger thing really is rushing the diddle. Same with paradiddles or any diddles exercise. A lot of people tend to rush the diddles. And unintentionally. So what you end up with is, instead of having this, you would have something more like this. And it's just a mess. So I'm going to go through this exercise that I wrote and each section of it and what it's designed to help with. The first bar is just straight diddles. And that is to help feel the time, get a sense for the time, and focus on making sure that your diddles are open and smooth, and that you're not rushing. And you just want to focus on making sure your stick height is good and even. Open up your wrists, make sure everything is nice and loose. Not too loose, so you'll lose control. And then the second bar is to kind of get the overall structure of a pudda-da down, to really force into your brain that 1-to-2 ratio of hits. It's 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. And it basically just takes out the right diddle and replaces it with just one right hand. So instead of, you have, and that again just helps with structure. And then the next bar is actually pudda-das, but with a 1/8 note space in between them. So 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 4 EN, 1. And that is to help, once you've actually got the structure, one right, left, left, or left, right, right down, you can put those two together to have right, left, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, yeah. And then the next bar is just successive pudda-das to work on putting them together and keeping them even. So you want to make sure to try your best to not rush the pudda-da. You want it to sound even and smooth and clean all the way through. And then you have the last beat of the fourth bar. The last beat of the fourth bar is just a paradiddle, and then you start over again with the opposite sticking. And then the second bar, third, fourth, and then the second half is what I call the chop builder section of the exercise. And this is where you take the technical stuff that the first part helps you to work on, and you just work on keeping it smooth and consistent for a longer duration of time. Work on building your chops, building strength and speed and control in your hands. And it is a little confusing to trade off from a paradiddle into that, but practice it for a little bit. Once you get through it, once you learn the exercise, it does really help. And basically what it is it's just 4 bars. It's 8-8-16 structure with consecutive pudda-das. It goes, the first 2 bars go like this. Pudda-da, 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 1 EN-da, and or 4 EN-da. And 4 EN-da is all accented, and then you repeat that bar again. So 10 Pudda-das in a row, followed by 40 and a diddle. Well, 40 and a diddle, and then you repeat the second half of the exercise on the opposite hand again to practice your left hand diddles. So the last half of the exercise is 8, 9, 10, diddle, start again on the opposite hand. So the full second half of the exercise is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that is, again, to help once you've built up the technique to get it faster and build up your chops, as well as work on control, and make sure to keep the doubles open and really focus on not speeding up or crunching the doubles. You want to use your wrists and your fingers. You don't really want to use your arm. Sort of let down with your wrist on the first beat and open up your fingers a little bit. And then you pick up your fingers to sort of squeeze it into that second bounce. And that's really the basic technique for a double. And as you get faster, you start to incorporate more arm, of course, to keep that pressure consistent. But going at a slower tempo, you want to utilize your wrist and your fingers. And if you want to, you can even try to take out your wrist and use just your fingers, because to centralize your fingers, like isolate the fingers and work on your building your finger muscles, and then you can work on just wrist and no fingers to build your wrists. And I mean, really, you can't isolate your arms with drumming, so I would just play it fast, and the faster you play it, the more arm you have to use, so that works out your arm. But that's how you can try to isolate the 3 different areas of motion and work out those different muscle groups. So the full exercise, played slowly, is an extra beat there, and I added an extra measure there, and it messed me up, but you've got the gist of it. And then the second half of the exercise is try to play the full thing without any stops faster. Okay, no. Try one more time. Again, I did mess up a little bit there, and that's kind of embarrassing, but you get the basic gist of it. This isn't really me trying to show off to you how great I am. I'm just trying to help give you some resources and some tips to improve your own skills from wherever you are at in your chop building journey. So I hope you have enjoyed this lesson. I hope you found it helpful, and I will leave PDF to the exercise in the description once I figure out how to do that. And that PDF also can have a quad part with actual arounds for the quad, but I just didn't play those here because I'm more worried about getting through the exercise and giving the meaning behind it and some extra tips rather than just playing the exercise. That's for you to figure out if you so wish. It's an extra thing that you can do if you want to go above and beyond. But I hope you have enjoyed this little tutorial, and I'm out.